All right, we're here with St. John's after a second round win over Monmouth in the NCAA tournament. Gary, will you start us off with some thoughts?
Sure. Congratulate Monmouth on a great year. They're a good football team. That first half they hung with us, and I thought they played really well, but I got to give a lot of credit to our guys. I thought we prepared really well for this game, and at halftime we had to make a few adjustments, but our guys made them, and then these guys had a lot of big plays in that second half, Trey and Dylan in particular, and then Aiden leading our defense. So great first second round win for us, and look forward to going on to next week.
What were those halftime adjustments? I mean, what were you guys talking about?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the average fan probably doesn't know what they all are, right? But didn't you guys change some of the routes or maybe some of the reads that you were getting?
Yeah, they had the 2 weeks to prepare, so obviously they kind of threw some wrinkles at us that we hadn't seen on film. So.
Or some of the wrinkles. Sorry to get
Yeah,
detailed here. But
no, they were good. They were kind of disguising. They didn't really show a bunch of disguising in the film that we had, and then they had some different blitz packages that we hadn't seen them do in the last 2 weeks. So
We really, in the 3 games we had, we didn't see a whole lot of stuff from them. So we kind of figured they were probably going to come out with something different from what we saw. And to their credit, they did. They're a well-coached team.
Were they giving a 4-2-5, or were they kind of?
Yeah, I mean
they
that's
stuck to this.
They stuck to that.
Stuck to that, but
Okay.
they, like the blitzes, we really didn't see them blitz much in the 3 games we had, and they started coming after us after a while. But again, these guys adjusted well and made some big plays off it.
Were there any pregame adjustments based on the weather? Does it take stuff away from your playbook or adjust out? And maybe I see Trey maybe wants to talk about that.
Yeah, we in the pregame we were definitely testing out some like double moves and stuff like that to see if it would work. There was a few adjustments that we made just because the footing. Yeah, it's tougher. We kind of get stuck to the bottom of your cleats, and then these guys, it's harder to make cuts. So, but they did a good job.
You expect them to not be as far downfield, perhaps, as you might expect, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I thought defensively, our defensive line, we tried to run some stunts, really couldn't because they kept slipping. So we couldn't get a lot of pressure on them early in the game. And I thought as the game went along, we came with extra guys sometimes. But so the weather played a little bit of an impact. But again, to put up 49 points, I think says a lot about our offense.
There's been a lot of really good receivers here over the years and a lot of big playoff games. And for Dylan to get 4 touchdowns, that's a program record for the playoffs. I mean, obviously we've talked a lot about what he means to the team, but today, I mean, what did he mean to have him up there making those?
Well, it's the whole team, right? You got to have Trey getting them the ball. You got to have the guys up front, making sure that they're protecting. I don't think did we get sacked today at all? No. So we've gotten sacked 5 times all year. I mean, that's incredible. And again, that's the guys up front, Trey getting rid of the ball, our receivers getting open. But I mean, Dylan, what he's done here in 4 years is remarkable. For a guy who played 1 year of high school football, that's incredible. So, but he makes all the big catches. He took a couple tough hits out there today too, and hung onto the ball. So, hats off to him. He's a great one.
Dylan, as a receiver, how did the snow affect how you're running routes? I mean, did that play a factor in anything?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of routes that we like to run when we're getting our 10-yard routes. We've ran so many this year where it's kind of hard to give a hard stick at the top of that and come flat. That was probably the one that we were able to take away a little bit with the snow. Everything else is just trying to keep your feet underneath you. That's kind of what we were talking about together as receivers. Like, all right, just keep your feet underneath you. We know where we're going. They don't know where we're going, so that gives us a huge advantage where they have to react to us. But yeah, the biggest thing was just trusting Trey, trusting the line to protect him, give him time to throw, and knowing that he's going to put in a good spot for us and just trying to make plays.
Go ahead. Aiden, does the day like today make it easier to get through and get and block a kick, or is it just make it harder for them to execute the kick? How much of it is
I think it's a little bit of both. I think, Duma put in a good game plan for our kick block this week, kind of overloaded the left side or whatever side we were coming off of. It was able to sneak through twice. And, yeah, I think the weather does play a little factor in it. And then I think his kicks were a little low. But, yeah, it was a good game plan overall. So.
And defensively too, just how you obviously they have a capability of putting up a lot of points on a lot of the teams that they've played, and you held them in check, especially basically with 9 points until the closing minutes of the game.
Yeah, I think we came in, Gary always harps on like stopping the run. I think especially with the snow, that was a big emphasis for us. We did that. Our D-line, got after it today, and it was fun playing behind them. And our secondary as well, made plays when the ball was in the air. We got 2 picks, and it was just a lot of fun playing out there with the boys. So.
What do you say about their quarterback? I know the score ended up what it was. Their quarterback battle.
Yeah.
How tough was he?
Yeah, he's a good player. He had open receivers, so we knew coming in that if he let open receivers happen in our secondary, he was going to take advantage of it. And we also saw on film that he could run a little bit, so our D-line did a good job with their pass rush lanes and kind of held his rushing to a minimum today. So.
I look for a ton there, like they maybe were sneaking back into the game, had the momentum to come out and start the third quarter the way you guys did. Just how big was that as far as just to put that one away?
That was huge. It was, obviously the 2 possessions and the first half weren't what we wanted to do, or we didn't execute up to what our standard is. So we knew we were getting the ball coming out of the second half, and that was going to be huge because they were either going to take momentum in the second half or we were going to take it back. We wanted to score for coming out of that.
I would just say Trey's done a great job all year of staying composed under everything, and when he's leading our offense, you see him never been flustered all year. It gives us a lot of confidence and everything. And obviously the O-line stayed resilient the entire game. Not everything went perfect, but that's kind of what our mindset going in was. It's not gonna be perfect, but let's just be resilient and stay in it. And Trey did a good job leading us.
Trey, how much chemistry did you have with him, with Dylan from the start, maybe in the summer, and how much has that improved throughout the year, you think?
It was definitely something, because Dylan was abroad in the spring, so it was something when he got here in the summer that I wanted to work on with him, because I knew obviously the last 3 years he hasn't had a lot of success, so I knew to build a connection with him and a relationship with him was going to be huge for our success this fall. And Dylan's been great. Anytime I text him to go throw this summer or before fall camp started, he was there, whether he was in the cities or living here. So.
Dylan, this is a team that was averaging, I think, allowing 6.4 points per game or something coming in. Just something crazy. Did you guys take that as kind of challenge to be able to kind of unlock whatever they were doing and kind of succeed against them?
Yeah, absolutely. We try to find things every week that we can get better at, and that's been our goal every week. Every week's to get better. I think Monmouth, they had a good defense. I thought they were really good. Obviously, they had a lot of success in them, or a lot of success all year, and they still ran the coverage that they ran all year, and I thought they did a really good job. They're a great team. Their safeties hit hard. Their corners didn't really let much behind them or let much go. So I thought they did well, but it feels great to have some success and just know that we stayed resilient throughout the whole game.
I gotta ask you about the last touchdown where you got free there. Well, what happened on the play, and how were you able to scoop out there?
Well, I kind of messed up at the start. I was supposed to get a goal ball, and I got beat up a little bit at the line, kind of lost my footing, and then Trey was looking back to the other side, and then I knew that the other side wasn't going to look great just because the reason he was going to throw it to me initially was because that side didn't look good. So I just came back to him. That was another thing that Trey and I are always talking all week, where we want to get in scramble drills, or every play we've talked about what we want him to look like. And so I just knew coming back to him, I'd make eye contact with him, and he'd go and run my numbers, and then I was just trying to get outside. Coaches probably wouldn't be too happy about going east-west, but thought I had a little space, and once I had the first down, he can kind of have some freedom. But O-line protected great. Guys got downfield blocking and opened that up for me, and obviously Trey kept his composure in the pocket and found me. So really, everything had to go right on that play, and everyone had to do their job.
It's probably been the biggest part of Dylan's maturation as a receiver. is yards after catch, especially this year. Not that you didn't have that ability in the past, but I think we've seen a lot more of that this year. So,
Gary, how about Corey Bowmer, getting him going? I mean, that first touchdown run is something else. I mean,
It's a great run.
Yeah, what can you say about how he's?
well, I think people saw the last two, I mean, we didn't have him for 6 games, so I think you saw in the last 2 games what he means to our offense. Both him and Caden Wheeler, both have been banged up all year, and now they're starting to get healthy. So, yeah, but Corey adds another dimension to our offense with his speed. If you get the ball out to him on the perimeter, on those swing passes, he's great. He can burst through a hole, so, and we're gonna need that going forward. We're gonna have to be able to run the football.
Are you taking it easy with Caden, or are you just trying?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't give him a whole lot of carries today because, this is his first week back, really. And he's not 100%. He's close, I think, but he's not 100%. But by next week, we assume he's going to be 100% ready to go.
How much did the bye week help with him or anybody else who's coming back?
Huge. It was huge for our guys to have that bye week. Had we had to play it last week, Caden wouldn't have played. And probably a few other guys. Bougie, our left tackle, probably wouldn't have played either. So that extra week was big, really big.
River Falls, what do you want to say about them?
Well, they might be the best team in the country, right?
Yep.
I mean, I think, and this is not a knock on any of our players, because I think the world of these guys, but their quarterback might be the best player in the country. And we know they can put a lot of points up on the board, so we're gonna have to be ready to go. It could be a shootout. I don't like shootouts, guys, so get that defense ready. Yeah, they're gonna be very good. They're gonna be they're a really, really good football team. We know that. There's 16 teams left. Everybody's good. So you're gonna have to be at the top of your game.
How do you replicate the pace that they play with?
Hard to do that,
Yeah.
really hard to do that. We played them, I think it was 3 years ago we played them, and we tried to do that in practice. We just, we would have one of our scout offenses run a play, and the next one come up and run another one right away. And we'll try to do that same thing, but yeah, they go 1,000 miles an hour, so we're gonna have to somehow prepare for that.
Aiden, I mean, facing a challenge like that, how much are you looking forward to that?
Excited. I mean, when we saw their name pop up last week on the selection show, we were pretty pumped up because we got the opportunity to play the best team, one of the best teams in the country. Opportunity to show who we are as a defense too. So I'm just super excited to what we're gonna game plan for it and how we're gonna game plan, and then how we're gonna execute. So it's gonna be a fun test for us.
Any injury-wise, everybody okay too?
I think we're okay. The only one, Weston Hoyt, had a little bit of an ankle, I think, but he's fine. So, yeah, we're pretty healthy.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thanks.